Welcome to Thoughts Roundup. So nice to be with you today. I want to tell you about at my grandfather's place. It was 23 miles from Alexandria, Louisiana, way out in the country, but it was on the main road at the time. The main road, was not too much, and so there was a hog farm right across the road from my grandfather's house. It was owned by Mr. Chandler, and they hired my grandfather to feed the hogs. Oh, there was hundreds and hundreds of hogs out there. The Hotel Bentley was the fancy hotel in Alexandria. It was everything a hotel of that day probably could be. And so Mr. Chandler had arranged for them to get the garbage from the hotel restaurant and bring it out there to feed the hogs. Well, Hotel Bentley had the finest of china. The bowls, the cups, the plates, and the silverware, I suppose, was silver. Man, it was something. It was out of this world. Well, what I'm getting to, that my grandfather would he would pick up the plates and the cups and the bowls out of the garbage, and he would bring it to us. Well, us kids, we didn't like the stuff. It was too thick. The cups were thick. The plates were heavy. The old forks were big and heavy, and we thought even the forks had a bad taste to them. I guess we was thinking like a metallic taste or something. We didn't like it. We don't want this old hog farm. We don't want this old hog farm silverware. Mama, don't we have some of our kind of silverware? The kind, the cups that come out of oatmeal. Every box of oatmeal would have a cup in it or a saucer or something. It was the cheapest of the cheap, but that's what we wanted. Well, we had that until we kept that stuff, that kind of silverware, until Tupperware got there. Do you remember Tupperware? We'd say, Mama, we don't want this old Tupperware stuff. The ladies in that day, boy, they thought Tupperware was something, boy. I guess it was kind of handy for them. I guess they could put their extras and their leftovers and so forth in Tupperware, and Tupperware seemed to be the answer to everything. And so here we were, our home was invaded with Tupperware, and then later on people got to selling Tupperware, make a few extra dollars selling Tupperware. And I know now that it was all fine and it was all okay, and we should have been happy and content and just didn't want change. I imagine that's one of the biggest things. But what makes me think about Tupperware after all these years was a car passed me on the road yesterday. A beautiful car, painted green and I believe in some other color. And on the car in big letters, it said Tupperware. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I said out loud, they have their own car now. Tupperware has its own car. It's come up from that flimsy, thin to having their own car. Yeah. Change is something else in it. But you know, I was surprised that Tupperware had graduated to the place that you didn't just order some Tupperware and make a few cents out of it to having your own car. Whew. That's good there. That's good there. You know, we don't know everything we think we know. And there are some things that's just going to outlast us. And I hope doctrine, salvation, divine healing, holiness, I hope it all outlives us. It's more important than a lot of people think it is. God bless you.